This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
One 15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Yukti operation on apprehending drug racketeers will recommence from today. A special transport service is underway for the convenience of the public to return to Colombo. Japan's Finance Minister Shunichi Suzuki to visit Sri Lanka in January. It has been stated that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is a leader who will fulfill the duties he undertook. Foreign news, Israel-Gaza war, Hamas reports 241 deaths in Gaza inside 24 hours. News in detail. The Minister of Public Security says that the Yukti operation on apprehending drug racketeers will recommence from today. The ministry has emphasized this operation will continue until all drug racketeers are brought into law. 13,666 suspects have been taken into custody within a week's period of this operation. A close associate of the notorious underworld figure Hinatiyana Mahesh has been arrested during a raid conducted amidst the ongoing Yukti operation. According to reports, the suspect had been orchestrating the murder of 2 business persons on a contract. The officer of Katunayaka Police found 5 rounds of 9mm live ammunition on the suspect at the time of the arrest. Upon further interrogating the arrestee, the investigating officers managed to recover a pistol and more rounds of live ammunition. The Minister of Transport says that a special transport service is underway for the convenience of the public who visited their native places during the Christmas season to return to Colombo. The chairman of the SLTB, Lalit D. Alvis, said that this program will be conducted until the 2nd of next month. An additional bus service will also be deployed for this purpose. Meanwhile, the Department of Railways says that a special train service will operate from Colombo Fort to Badula on Friday. It will begin at 7:30 a.m. from Colombo Fort. Japanese Finance Minister Shunichi Suzuki said Tuesday he will visit Sri Lanka and Cambodia on a 4-day tour from the 9th of next month to strengthen Japan's relations with the 2 Asian countries. In Sri Lanka, which is virtually in default, Suzuki is expected to meet with Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe to discuss debt restructuring for the country. In November, Sri Lanka and a group of creditors led by Japan and others reached a basic agreement on deferring debt repayment and cutting interest rates. It's important for the debt restructuring process to make steady progress, Suzuki told a press conference. In Cambodia, the finance minister will work for closer bilateral ties with the 2 countries this year, marking the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka says that amending of the 2024 voter register has commenced. The necessary guidelines in this regard have been issued to the district election officers. He said that filling of the documents on the amending of the voter register will begin from the 15th of next month. Parliamentarian Vajra Abhiwadana says that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is a leader who will fulfill the duties he undertook. He said President is taking pragmatic measures to develop the economy of the country with the use of his political experiences. Participating in the Dasade Sinhala program of the SLBC, he said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe should contest at the forthcoming presidential elections. Secretary to the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing, W.S. Satyananda, says that a speedy program will be implemented to provide houses for the slum dwellers in the Colombo city. More than 61,000 such people are living in 26 slum areas in the Colombo city. A proposal to provide houses for them was presented at the last budget. These houses will be constructed with the investment of local and foreign investors. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Basnayaka Nilme of the Ruhunu Katragama Devalaya, Dishan Gunasekara, says that a large number of devotees are arriving at the historic Ruhunu Katragama premises during this holiday season. Participating in the Dasadesin Hatha program of the SLBC stated that all donations received by the Mahadevalaya should be audited. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Association has informed the public to be vigilant on purchasing goods during the festive season. The association will continue their inspection on canteens and food production institutions during this festive season. And that was Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Israel-Gaza war. Hamas reports 241 deaths in Gaza inside 24 hours. Renewable energy drive for indigenous groups in Colombia. And Apple seeks appeal after US allows smartwatch import ban. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry has said at least 241 people were killed in the past 24 hours as Israel's military operation continues in the territory. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has called the war a grave crime against his people. Israel's army chief said the conflict with Hamas would continue for many more months. Israel says it hit more than 100 sites yesterday amid reports of impending ground operations in central Gaza. Loud explosions could be heard from the Gaza Strip across the perimeter with Israel in the early hours of today. Colombia has approved regulations that encourage local communities and indigenous groups to produce energy through renewable sources and sell it to the national grid. Only 1% of the country's energy comes from alternative sources. Community leaders, including Afro-Colombians, can now set up partnerships with public and private companies. They will be able to work together to generate power from wind farms, small hydroelectric projects and biofuels. Colombia's left-wing President Gustavo Petro says he wants to diversify the country's energy matrix. Apple says it will appeal a US ban on imports and sales of its Series 9 and Ultra 2 washers. The move comes after the Biden administration yesterday declined to take emergency action to lift restrictions over a patent dispute. Medical device maker Masimo has accused Apple of poaching its employees and technology. That resulted in a ban on the sale and import of the Apple watches by the U.S. International Trade Commission. Earlier this month, Apple preemptively removed the devices from its U.S. site and from stores in the country. Sales elsewhere have not been affected. Back to the headlines of the world news. Israel-Gaza war. Hamas reports 241 deaths in Gaza inside 24 hours. Renewable energy drive for indigenous groups in Colombia. Apple seeks appeal after US allows smartwatch import ban. And that ends world news.
Development news.
Renovation activities of the Katupila Ketiya Wever in the Veeraketiya Agrarian Development Division have been completed. Renovation activities were carried out by the Hambantota District Agrarian Development Office and 2.8 million rupees spent in this regard. And that was development news.
Moving on with sports news. The
All Ceylon Hockey Tournament Under 18 for male and female will be held at the Albert F. Pieris grounds in Venapur tomorrow. It will be conducted until Sunday under 4 categories. Secretary to the Sri Lanka School Hockey Association, Anuruddha Herath Bandara, said that players of 56 schools in the island will participate at the tournament. And that is sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Agromet Asia Limited, one of leading manufacturers in Sri Lanka engaged in transforming non-ferrous metals into high-quality products, was recently bestowed with a Silver Award under the Extra Large category at the recent NCE Annual Export Awards 2023, organized by the National Chamber of Exporters of Sri Lanka. The company said the award was in recognition of its unwavering commitment towards quality, excellence and sustainability. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news.
Phoenix Industries proudly announces its outstanding achievement at the renowned Summit Awards USA, securing victories in 3 distinguished categories. These awards signify a momentous triumph for Sri Lankan brand on the international stage. Gold Award, Best TV Commercial. This top-tier recognition celebrates Phoenix's prowess in crafting impactful and resonant narratives through compelling visual storytelling, setting a new benchmark for excellence. Bronze Award, Best Outdoor Campaign. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
Showers will occur at times in the northern, north central, eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Hambantota district. Several spells of showers will occur in the Matale and Nuwara districts. Fairly heavy showers above 75 mm are likely at some places in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Hambantota district. Showers or thunder showers may occur at several places elsewhere over the island after 2 p.m. Fairly strong winds, about 30 to 40 km per hour, can be expected at times in the eastern slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north central, eastern, Uwa and southern provinces. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa central and western provinces and in the Galle and Mathura district during the morning. That was the report, and prior to concluding, the headlines once again. The Yukti operation on apprehending drug racketeers will recommence from today. A special transport service is underway for the convenience of the public to return to Colombo. Japan's Finance Minister Shunichi Suzuki to visit Sri Lanka in January. It has been stated that President Ranil Wickremesinghe is a leader who will fulfill the duties he undertook. Foreign news, Israel-Gaza war. Hamas reports 241 deaths in Gaza inside 24 hours. Well, with that we conclude this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.